Our coverage of the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games semifinals continues with the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown. Opening event for the men and the women. Sean Woodland and Annie Sakamoto here inside the studio as 5 men, 5 women, and 5 teams look to move on to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games in Madison, Wisconsin. And we will start with the men. Your top seeded athletes on the men's side coming out of the quarterfinals. Reggie Fasa, overall #1 seed here, and he is really having a breakout season.
He is. You know, he's newer on the scene. We don't know a ton about him, but he is having a great year so far. He was 38th worldwide in the Open, and like you said, Sean, won the European quarterfinals to come into this top seed. Great start so far.
Event 1 for the individuals, Friendly Fran, an event that we saw during stage 1 of the 2020 CrossFit Games last year. We are going to throw things out to Jeff Brightwell and Jacob Hepner for the call, and they will get things kicked off with the box assignments presented by CBDMD.
Here's how they will line up again from left to right at the top of your screen. Karl, Gudmundsson, Adrian Mundwiler, and Frederik Aegidius. On the bottom of your screen left to right, Reggie Fasa, Bronislaw, Olenkowicz, and Uldis, Upenieks. Those are your 6 athletes competing here. It is event 1, Friendly Fran. As you will see the event description at the lower third of your screen, there will be a progress bar at the top, and we are underway. Again, I'm Jeff Brightwell, and we bring in Jacob Hepner, a 5-time Games athlete, now retired, now into training for boxing. And Jacob, in event #1, they are definitely dealing a first-round body blow.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be joining this.
Well, underway the first round of thrusters. 21 thrusters at 115 pounds before they get into the 21 chest to bar. The difference, Jake, because a lot of us are used to doing Fran at 95 pounds, the 15-pound or the 20-pound difference at 115 really does make a big difference.
Absolutely, and I think when people think of Fran, they immediately equate to thrusters. And while that's true, we all hate thrusters, when you think of this workout is a chest to bar workout. It's not a thruster workout, it is a chest to bar. It is a grip intensive workout. It's going to come down to the athletes in order to break smart, break often, break early, and also, people don't think about it, how they actually grab the bar. Like, you don't want to over grip the bar, because if you over grip the thruster bar, it's going to carry over your chest to bar and you're going to lose your grip in the long run.
Right now, it's a 3-person race for the top. Again, you can see the progress, the red progress bar above each athlete. Adrian Mundwiler right now in first place, top center of your screen. Lower right is Uldis Upenieks out of Riga, Latvia. He's unaffiliated, right behind Mundwiler. And Reggie Fasa on the lower left of your screen, right behind. So those are your top 3. You see Bronislaw Olenkowicz, known for his strength. I saw him a few years ago over in Switzerland. Very strong guy. We're curious to see what his motor is like. But Adrian Mundwiler just blasting through this right now, Jacob.
He's just motoring through it. So Adrian, in my mind, has always been known as an aerobic athlete, right? You give him a bike, you give him a swim, you give him a run, he's going to crush kids. But it's also, what people don't realize, he's also a very good athlete at aerobic conditioning here. Anaerobic. And that's what you're seeing right here. Like Friendly Fran, we're talking 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes long, 3:08 if you're Matt Frazier, which none of us are. And so it's fun to see him do really well in short events like this.
And you can see the difference as Mundwiler now getting ready for his final and third set of thrusters and chest to bar. Meanwhile, middle lower part of your screen, Bronislaw Olenkowicz having a little trouble. And we've talked about 1 rep max is a lot different than cycling a lighter barbell.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's not going to carry over. I mean, you might be able to snatch 300 pounds, and we're going to get to that, right? We're going to test that. But when it comes to 115-pound snatches, and like I mentioned, mainly a chest to bar workout, it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
So let's take a look for Mundwiler up top. And boy, you're talking about trying to get 100 points right off the bat. You've been a competitor at every level, and getting a good start imperative.
Absolutely. Like, if you walk into that first event and you feel comfortable, man, that whole thing has changed. If you start out in a bad foot, like look at games athletes who start with bad workouts, it's tough for them to come back to that. But having that confidence, that swagger of being able to like finish that workout well and then come in being like, oh yeah, I did really good, it gives you a whole different sense of confidence in the next workout. So Mundwiler might not like workout number 2, but he's going to feel really good going into it because of how he did in the workout number 1.
Now it's a chest-to-bar race between Mundwiler, top center, and Upenieks in the lower right as Fasa, lower left, begins to make his way. But Mundwiler is about ready to finish this thing up. We'll see if Upenieks at the bottom right can catch up with him. As you see the progress bar at the top, it looks like Mundwiler's got just a slight lead. It looks like this may be his final set. No finish line. When you're finished with your last chest-to-bar, you are done. And it looks like Mundwiler's going to take event number 1 at 3:51. And Uldis, Upenieks, lower right, is in second at 3:54. So unofficially should get him 96 points right off the bat. Fasa, lower left, looking to finish up third, but he's got BKG right above him, trying to hunt him down, and Aegidius in the upper right. But it looks like Fasa will edge both of those out at 4:13. That'll be good enough for 92 points. Gudmundsson and Aegidius at the top of your screen, looking for 4th overall, which would earn them 88 points. And it looks like Gudmundsson is going to just edge out Aegidius, and then Bronislaw, the lower middle, trying to finish things up. And right now, still on the butterfly. Had a little issue on the thrusters getting gassed out, and now breaking up those butterflies very, very late.
And this is what we're talking about, right? Like, we're kipping now. We're kipping because this is a chest bar workout. This is not a thruster workout by anyone's means.
And they'll finish it up just under 5 minutes. So that's how it ends in event number 1. Mundwiler, Upenieks, and Fasa.
You gotta risk it to get the biscuit, and Adrian Mundwiler does just that, going unbroken through 2 rounds to build a near 10-second lead over Uldis Upenieks. And with this virtual format, every second counts when you can't see your competition, because it ended up coming down to the final reps where Mundwiler holds court and Upenieks has to pause to fight for the final rep, giving Mundwiler the win and the top time overall.
Just 3 seconds separate Adrian Mundwiler in first place from Uldis Upenieks in third. Jonas Mueller sits in fourth, and then we have a tie for fifth. Reggie Fasa, the top-seeded man, coming in with a time of 4 minutes, 13 seconds, and he spoke with Nikki Brazier.
Reggie, you are wrapping up both of your first 2 events on day 1 here of the competition. Kind of just take me back through your performance and how you're feeling after, figuring out where you stand on the first day.
Yeah, so we had a game plan. I was like, I'm going to go unbroken. I'm going to try and see how long I can hold on for. And we done some thresholds of it during the week, obviously, because we found out a week before. So we done some thresholds. We didn't do the full thing of the workout to get kind of a stimulus, but nothing I've ever done in life has prepared me for that third round of that friendly Fran. It took my soul. It was the heaviest thrusters I've ever had to do in my life. The first round, I was like, this is breezy, this. I was like, Matt Fraser's time, I'm coming for it. Then that third round rocked my world.
When you hear an athlete say that about an event, you know that person pretty much gave everything he or she had.
Well, and I think we can all relate. I think Fran has taken all of our souls at one point, so we can definitely relate to that feeling that Reggie Fasa had after that event.
There's nothing friendly about that, Fran. No. Let's go over to the women's side. Here are your top-seeded women coming into the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown. Laura Horvath looking to get back to where she was in 2018 when she took second at the games.
Yeah, and she's looking great so far. Not only did she win the European quarterfinals, I actually think she stands a strong chance to win these semis as well. When we look at the events, there's no handstand push-ups in any of these semifinals events. And even with 30 strict handstand push-ups in the quarterfinals event, she still won the European quarterfinals, and she finished 4th overall when you look at the cross-continental comparison. So Laura Horvath really seems to be kind of picking up where she left off in 2018.
Let's get to our featured matchup for the women at the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown. We'll send it out to Jeff Brightwell and Jacob Hepner, and we will start with the box assignments presented by CBDMD.
Time for the women to attack friendly Fran. They line up, top of your screen, left to right. Annie Thorisdottir, Thuri Helgadottir in the middle, and Laura Horvath on the top right. The bottom from left to right, Gabi Migala, Karin, Freyova, Emma McQuaid. Again, the bottom of your screen. You will also see the event description along the bottom third. And as the athletes get set to start, there'll be a progress bar above each athlete. And we are underway. 3 rounds, 21 thrusters, 21 chest-to-bar pull-ups, 126 total reps of everyone's favorite, thrusters and chest-to-bar pull-ups. And this is 85 pounds. We bring in Jacob Hetmer. And Jacob, we've watched the women do this now. What are your thoughts here as we have seen the men do it before?
Yeah, so in the previous video, Jeff, we talked about the fact that this is a mainly chest-to-bar workout for the males, and even more so now for the females, it's become more apparent. So unless we have just an awesome gymnast in this group like Carrie Pierce, who always crushes people, even the males at it, this is going to be mainly a chest-to-bar workout. It's going to be smart sets, break it early, break it often, don't overdo it, and don't rip your hands, because it's a long weekend.
Again, we take a look here. The progress bar at the top of your screen will give you the indication of where they are, as Migala got to the pull-up bar first in the lower left, but Horvath looking like she may go 21 unbroken to the top right of your screen, and Emma McQuaid, lower right, moving along. Again, the progress bar, the red bar at the top of each athlete, giving you the idea of where they are compared to the other athletes. This is the second round now for Horvath, and the game's veteran, Jacob, Laura Horvath, really attacking friendly Fran here in the second round. Different than regular Fran, because the round of 15 is just trying to gut through that 15, but we're talking 21 each round.
Yeah, it's a true test. I like it. 21:59, you start out hot, you stay hot, because it gets less in reps. It's 6 less every time, so you're like, I can do this. I can pick up this bar and I can do this. I'm broken. But 21 and then coming back for another 21 thrusters, that's a gut check. And so this workout, the first round, in my mind, has always been a test, right? It's always like, don't go out too hot. I know you're excited. Stay calm, stay cool, and then finish out really hard at the end. But the first round is just a test.
And Jacob, how important is it to get out to just a great start? Because it looks like 6 events here in the semifinals. We were used to regionals sometime with 7 events, so only 600 points available this weekend.
Absolutely. It's what we talked about with the males too, right? You want to have a good first event. Not only does it give you a chip on your shoulder, you feel good, you feel confident, but also, you're right, 600 points, you got to grab all the points you can, because you want to approach that last day knowing, hey, I've already qualified, I just got to survive. That's all you want to do.
Getting back and forth, I believe it's about 8 feet from under the pull-up bar to their barbell. Talk about how big the transitions are, how key those split seconds are.
I mean, if I had to pick someone in this whole group, and I could be wrong because it's hard to watch all 6 screens, but I think Laura Horvath is crushing transitions. Because, if you watch her, she gets off the pull-up bar and, almost runs to the bar and grabs it, and that's key. In a workout that's only 4 minutes, you might think, oh, I got a second to chalk up, or I got a second to walk there. But those 3-4 seconds, those add up, and that could be multiple placements. And at the end, that could be not qualifying.
And you saw the key there as Horvath went right to the barbell, even though she's going to break up some of the last round. Emma McQuaid took a little bit longer, so Horvath, again, as you look at the progress bar up top, right now leading it, and all of a sudden, Gabi Migala, lower left screen, starting to make a little bit of a run at Horvath. We'll see if Laura can hold her off.
Going back to transitions, Jeff, if you think about it, how many transitions do we have in this workout? We've got, 1 in the first round and 2 in the last round? It's quite a bit. So if you add those 4 seconds up per round, that's almost 20, 30 seconds of transition time.
Horvath on her last round of 21 chest-to-bar pull-ups. See how long she can hang on. Right now, she is in the lead. She doesn't know it, but she is going to try to hang on for all 21, it looks like. It's Emma McQuaid, lower right, getting back to the pull-up bar. Horvath will break once. Gabi Migala, lower left. Now she'll make her way to her final 21. But Horvath will finish up at 4:06 unofficially and take first place at event number 1 in a scene we see at all of our affiliates, crashing onto the floor following any version of Fran. Emma McQuaid trying to hold off Migala on the lower left, and McQuaid looks like she may wrap up second place if she does not have a late break in her 21 chest-to-bar pull-ups, and she'll be in at 4.5 minutes unofficially. Migala on the lower left. Looking at the progress bar, should wrap up third, which could give her 92 points to start off the weekend. So Migala will be done unofficially at 4:45. So Thorisdottir, Helgadottir, Freyova, the next three to try to finish this thing up. And Thorisdottir and Helgadottir neck and neck, and Freyova trying to close the gap in the lower center. Thorisdottir back onto the pull-up bar, and Annie, still a few more to go. Helgadottir in the middle upper. Will she be able to catch Thorisdottir? No. Annie is across 5:11 unofficially. Helgadottir hits the floor at 5:14, and Karin Freyova trying to finish up her round of 21 here. Event number 1 of 6 this weekend, 5:27, and it's how they'll finish. Horvath, McQuaid, and Migala.
A year older, a year wiser, and fitter for Laura Horvath. A tremendous strategy breaking up her thrusters from the get-go, despite being one of the best with the barbell, allowed her to stay unbroken on the pull-ups through the first 2 rounds. And one break each time on the barbell meant the first time she broke on the pull-up bar was with only 4 reps left in the event. So a quick break and she was back on top for a 1 minute and 46-second improvement from her stage 1 time of this event last year.
And that improvement from Laura Horvath is good enough for the event win. 4:06. Emma McQuaid, 24 seconds behind her. She finishes in second place. And Laura Horvath, with the event win, locks up 100 points. Emma McQuaid, though, right behind her heading into event number 2. And McQuaid spoke with Nikki Brazier.
We haven't really had a real season, live competition, things like this in quite some time. How have you prepared? Like, how has that sort of weirdness led up to where you are today?
Yeah, it's been fine. I think like probably the biggest struggle was the Open, because all the gyms were still closed in Ireland at that point. So like we had to like get permission from the council to do the workouts in the gym, and it was very, very stressful. It probably was my least enjoyable Open, just with the stress. But again, with great bunch of people, like friends around me and stuff, we got through it together. So it was quite nice having close friends and just having that community, just to be able to, just to keep your head up high kind of thing.
One event down for both the men and the women, and looking back at the biggest story out of the first event, not time to panic for Bjorgvin Karl Gudmundsson, but not the start that I think we or he expected to have here.
Right, BKG has been the best European male CrossFitter really since 2015. He has finished in the top 10 of the CrossFit Games since 2015, including 2 third-place finishes in both 2015 and 2019. You know, this is a gentleman who won Murph in 2015, so it's a little odd to not see him win this event when we think about the pull-ups and kind of a lighter barbell. But like you said, there's 5 more events to go. I don't think it's time to panic.
Yeah, he certainly climbed himself out of a hole last year at the Games to finish inside the top 10 yet again. Be sure to keep checking in for the rest of our coverage for the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games semifinals. We will also have the opening event from the CrossFit German Throwdown and the Brazil CrossFit Championship. We'll also have a recap of the team, so be sure that you are checking in throughout the day for all of that. For Annie Sakamoto, I'm Sean Woodland. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to cover the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games semifinals.